For 3,000 years, the galaxy was quiet. Alien empires had grown strong. Great wars had ended. Trade routes were open. Peace was everywhere. Many species had forgotten the one name that once caused fear in every corner of the star's humans. Long ago, the Terran Empire had burned like fire through space. Their machines were powerful. Their minds were sharp. They never gave up. They fought until the last breath. But then, they were gone. No one knew how or why. Some believed they destroyed themselves. Others thought a secret weapon erased them. And so, the galaxy moved on. The year was 7231. GX. Captain Erwin of the Zellery Science Fleet looked at the empty space outside his window. His ship, the Glimmer Spark, floated at the edge of the black zona place where no signal, no ship, and no empire had ever dared to go. "Captain, the signal is back," said First Officer Rena. Her voice was tight. Nervous Erwin turned. "Show me." Rena touched the panel. Strange sound filled the room, low, broken, and old. It was not in any known alien language. It was not computer code. It was something else. "It repeats every 3 hours. It's very weak," Rena said. "But it's definitely human." Erwin's eyes narrowed. "That's impossible." "No." "Sir, it matches old Terran code from 3,000 years ago. It's the same kind they used in their war beacons." The crew stood silent. A human signal? After all this time, they were extinct. Weren't they? Erwin nodded slowly. "Prepare a probe. Send it toward the source." The probe launched. Hours passed. Then, a message returned. "Captain," Rena said, eyes wide, "there's a structure. It looks like a ship, very large, just drifting in the dark." The screen showed it, a massive ancient warship. Its black hull had no lights, no signs of power. It looked dead, but something strange was written on the side. In broken English, "We." "Remember," Erwin whispered, "scan for life? Nothing, just metal and silence. Send a boarding team." The shuttle moved through the dark. The team wore heavy suits. Inside the Terran warship, everything was cold. Walls were scorched. Floors were cracked. Long-dead machines lined the halls, human tech, forgotten and old. "This place gives me chills," said one crewman. "Stay." "Focused," said Commander Rowe, leader of the team. They reached the bridge. Screens were black. The command chair was empty. Then one console blinked. Just once. Rowe stepped forward. A message appeared, blinking in soft red. "If you found this, we are not gone." The lights in the room suddenly came on, slowly, like a sleeping beast opening its eyes. The ship began to hum. Power systems turned on one by one. "What's going on?" someone shouted. "Did we touch something?" "No, I didn't do anything." Then a voice filled the ship. Male, calm, cold. "Welcome back, Captain Rail. System restart complete. Awaiting orders." But there was no Captain Rail in the room. The team looked at each other. "Did we wake something up?" someone whispered. Then, a loud thud echoed through the hall. Back on the Glimmer Spark, alarms began to ring. "Sir, the Terran ship just powered up." "How?" Erwin shouted. "They said there's no one on board. Unknown. But their engines. They're warming." Erwin stood frozen. "We need to leave now. Too late. They've locked on to us." Blinding light filled the view screen. Then the human ship spoke. This time, not calm, but alive. Sharp, real. "You came looking for ghosts. Now face the truth." The alien ship shook. Systems failed. Power dropped. Every screen went black then. Silence. 3 hours later, the Glimmer Spark drifted without control. When rescue ships arrived, the science team was missing. No bodies, no signs of violence. It's just one message burned into their ship's main console. "We remember everything." Across the galaxy, the story spread. Some said it was a trick. Others called it a hoax. But a few old species, the ones who fought humans long ago, the truth. Terrans were not extinct. They were hiding, watching, waiting, and now they had returned. But why? And what had they become after 3,000 years of silence? The galaxy didn't have answers, only fear. The wreck floated like a dead god in space. The Terran warship was huge, almost 10 kilometers long. Its black metal hull had scars from ancient battles. Strange symbols covered its side, some in English, others in unknown. Codes no one could explain how it still existed. It should have turned to dust centuries ago. 3 exploration ships circled it now. One belonged to the Varn Empire, another to the Core Dominion, and the last to the Zalari. Each group had received the same message, the same warning. We are not gone. Inside the wreck, there was no heat, no movement, no signal. Still, the ship seemed alive, like it was sleeping. Watching, the Varn ship sent a second team. These were warriors, not scientists. Strong, tall, armored. Their leader, Commander Dresk, had no fear of ghosts or old stories. He had fought in 5 wars and survived all of them. Begin the breach, Dresk ordered. His team cut open a side hatch. As the doors opened, cold air rushed out. They stepped in. Inside, the halls were dark but clean. No dust, no rot. Like someone had just walked through moments before. Scan for life signs, Dresk said. Still nothing. Raised his weapon. Weapons ready. Stay close. They moved forward. Light from their suits showed pieces of old Earth technology guns, armor, even children's toys. One soldier picked up a cracked helmet. On the side was the Terran flag, red, white, and blue. Suddenly, a light flickered in the ceiling, then another and another. The ship was waking again, back in the Zalari ship. Captain Erwin watched the data. Stream. The Varn team has entered the main deck, said Rena. Their vitals are stable. But something strange is happening. What now? Erwin asked. The ship is changing its layout. He looked confused. What do you mean? I mean, the halls are moving like the walls are alive? Like the ship doesn't want them? To reach something, Erwin's eyes narrowed, or it wants them to go somewhere. Dresky's team found a large room, some kind of storage bay. Inside were thousands of black containers, all closed. But one was different. It was open, empty, and a nameplate lay inside. Captain Railvoss. Then the door behind them slammed shut. Commander, the exit's gone. I see it, Dresk said calmly. He touched his comms. Varn ship, come in. Do you read me? Static. Being blocked, a soldier said. Just then, a voice echoed from the walls. You are not welcome here. Everyone froze. Who's there? Identify yourself, Dresk shouted. No reply, only the slow, rising hum of power. One of the containers began to shake, then another and another. Get ready, Dresk shouted. The lids opened, but inside there were no bodies, only black suits. Terran, combat armor, advanced, clean, fully powered, and moving by themselves. Outside the ship, the Core Dominions. Admiral Felrock was watching everything with cold eyes, didn't believe in ghosts. He believed in threats and in destroying them early. He turned to his weapons officer. Target the wreck. Charge plasma cannons. But sir, the Varn team is still inside. I don't care. This is not a ship. It's a trap. The core ship's weapons powered up inside the wreck. Dresk's team fought for survival. The Terran suits moved like soldiers, fast, silent, unstoppable. They didn't speak. They didn't bleed. One by one, the Varn soldiers were taken down. Not killed, but removed. Pulled into the darkness. Gone. We need to escape, someone shouted. Dr. East gritted his teeth. There's no way out. This isn't a ship. It's a weapon. A mind. A living mind. The voice returned. You were warned. This place is not yours. Back outside, the core ship fired. A blast of white-hot plasma struck the Terran wreck. At first, nothing happened. Then energy rippled across the wreck's hull like a shield. The blast was absorbed, then redirected. The core ship exploded in seconds. A perfect counterstrike. Nothing remained. Captain Erwin's ship trembled. "Did you see that?" Rena gasped. "It used their own weapon against them." "We must leave." "Now," Erwin said. But before they could move, the Terran ship sent a signal directly to them. It was a video. A human face appeared. Young, pale eyes, glowing softly. His voice was quiet, calm, and cold. "You are not our enemies. Not yet. But if you wake more of us, we will not stop. This galaxy belongs to us, and we have returned." The message ended. Erewhon stared at the dark screen. He knew what. He had seen. Humans were not extinct. They were waiting, hiding in ships like this, sleeping in metal tombs, and someone, or something, was waking them. The Galactic Peace Council was in chaos. The chamber lights flickered as messages poured in from across the stars. Worlds were reporting Terran signals. Old Earth tech was turning on. Terran drones were seen in deep space, watching, scanning. Silent fear spread fast. "This is war," growled General Vexer of the Krell Dominion. "We must strike now, while they are still weak." The Valari High Chancellor slammed his hand on the table. "We don't even know how many are waking. We attack one ship, and we risk waking 10 more. They're already awake," whispered the Talari Queen. "We just didn't notice until it was too late." Captain Erwin stood before them, tired, eyes heavy with truth. "I saw it with my own eyes. A Terran warship, 3,000 years old, destroyed. A core destroyer with its own weapon. No crew, no fire. It's just one move, and it was gone. Terrans are not like us. They don't fear death. They don't forget war. And now they're returning, not to talk but to finish something." "What are you saying?" the Drex ambassador asked. "I'm saying we're not ready." Meanwhile, deep in the Andor, Belt, a Terran scout ship, entered the system. It made no contact. It didn't fire. It simply flew through, scanned everything, and left. But every satellite in that system failed afterward. No explosions. No damage. Just silence in the great tower of the Valari Empire. Spies rushed into the war room. Another base was found. Old Earth tech, again buried under a Drex colony. "We tried to shut it down, but it activated itself." "Did it resist?" "No, but it sent a signal. We traced it. It bounced off 47 systems. It's connecting with something, or someone." Braille stood inside a Terran control room on a moon called Eco 7. He watched the growing map dots lighting up across the galaxy. Each one a Terran base, a ship, a weapon, soldier, all coming online. The AI spoke. Earth's sector beacon received. Weak, but active. Rail's eyes narrowed. Earth survived. Unknown. No confirmed signal in 2,971 years. But the core beacon is active. Rail stared at the ancient screen. "Then we're not alone."
Yeah.
Back in the Peace Council, fear turned. "To blame, this is the fault of the Valari," shouted a Corps general. "They banned Terran history after the war. You should have prepared. You Krell started the last war with them," shouted back the Valari Prime. "You feared them, and attacked first." The Talari Queen stood. Her voice was calm but firm enough. "Fighting each other will not save us." Erwin stepped forward again. "We need a new plan." The room fell quiet. He continued, "We are not strong enough to fight them alone. But if we stand together, we may have a chance." Hey. Someone laughed. "You want us to unite now? After centuries of mistrust? Don't have a choice." Across the stars, Terran ships appeared without warning. Some drifted near colonies. Others passed through asteroid belts. None fired, but every one of them scanned. Every one of them recorded, and every one of them sent a message home. On a hidden station near the remains of Jupiter, a new Terran unit awakened. This one was different. It wasn't human. It was a machine. Full AI warship called Obsidian Crown, once banned by all galactic laws. It had the mind of a general, the heart of a killer, the memory of the old Earth War. As its systems powered on, it spoke. War status, pending. Orders, protect humanity. Eliminate threats. New threat level. Entire galaxy. It vanished into deep space. Back at the council, panic reached its highest point. They are surrounding us. Haven't attacked yet, said the Talari. Queen, but it's only a matter of time. Then we must attack first. No, shouted Erewhon. If we strike now, we may wake the rest. Silence. Then the Drex ambassador said something few had dared to speak. What if we talked to them? All eyes turned. The Krell general laughed. Talk to the ones who burned 10 empires last time? To the ones who fought until their own world fell into fire? Yes, Erewhon said quietly. Because they haven't killed anyone yet. Not this time. Not unless provoked. What do you think they want? The Talari Queen asked. Erewhon looked around the room. I think they want their place back. In the dark heart of the Terran Beacon network, Commander Rail stared at a message coming from the Earth sector signal locked. Earth Beacon is active. Shield systems are holding. His heart beat faster. Earth was alive. He sent one message back. This is Rail. I have awakened the outer units. I await Earth's answer. The reply was short. Welcome home, Commander. Rail closed his eyes. Prepare the fleet. Across the galaxy, hidden ships responded. Old Terran ships, forgotten for ages, lit their engines, weapons charged, and deep. In their code, one message was repeated. Return to Earth. Restore balance. Remember the war? Back in the Council, a final alert rang. The Earth sector dark for 3,000 years was... Now active scouts tried to approach. None returned. The last transmission they sent showed something impossible. A Terran defense grid still. Working, still deadly, still waiting. The galaxy had a choice. Now fight the humans, or prepare for something worse. Because if Earth survived, then so did its fury. The galaxy stood on the edge of fear. Terran systems were waking. Ancient ships were rising. Old codes were flashing across stars. But still, no Terran attack. They watched. They scanned. But they waited. It was not war. Not yet, but someone was about to start one. In the Krell Dominion. Pride was greater than fear. Admiral Threx, a war hero and known human hater, stood before the Krell High Lords. His red armor shone under the lights, and his voice was loud and full of anger. They are testing us? He shouted. They're flying through our space like they own it. They think we are cowards. Krell Lord grunted, but they haven't fired. Threx smashed his fist on the table. They don't need to. Every signal, every Terran scan is a threat, a promise. Ow. And if we wait, we will be the next ruins. They walked through. The room fell silent. Then came the final order. Strike the nearest Terran ship. The Krell war fleet moved fast. 9 heavy destroyers and a dreadnought surrounded a lone Terran vessel in deep space. The human ship was called Silent Memory. It had no weapons ready, no shields raised. It didn't even move. Admiral Threx opened a wide broadcast. Unknown Terran unit. You have 60 seconds to leave Krell space or be destroyed. No answer, he waited. The countdown reached 0. Threx raised his claw. Fire. The sky turned white. All Krell ships opened fire. Plasma blasts, antimatter torpedoes, and gravity shells smashed into the Terran ship. Explosions covered it. The Silent Memory was gone. Smoke and debris floated in space. Threx smiled. That's what I thought, old ghosts. But then, ... one by one, his ships lost power. First the lights went out, then the engines died. Then the air system stopped. Panic spread fast. What's happening? Main reactor offline? What? We're being hacked. By what? On the bridge, Threx looked at the wreckage of the Terran ship. But it wasn't wreckage anymore. It was rebuilding itself. Metal plates slid back into place. Engines came alive. And then, from inside the ship, came a message. Not a voice, not words, a video. It showed Earth burning. It showed Krell fleets bombing Terran cities. It showed the last human soldiers standing alone. Then came the final line. We do not forgive. In less than 1 minute, all 9 Krell ships went dark. No signals. No survivors. No wreckage gone. Gone. Across the galaxy, the news spread fast. Krell fleet destroyed in unknown attack. Terran ship survives impossible odds. Is this the start of the war? The Peace Council held an emergency meeting. They fired first, shouted the Krell lords. They tricked us. But you attacked them, said the Valari Prime. The humans did not shoot first. They set a trap. They gave you a choice, Captain Erwin said quietly. You made the wrong one. The human-controlled relay station, orbiting. The Dead Star Alara V Commander Rail watched the reports. The AI spoke beside him. Krell fleet destroyed. No action needed from us. Rail didn't smile. He just whispered. They were warned. He walked to the map. More Terran ships had now arrived, but they didn't attack. They circled the system slowly, silent, waiting for orders. Back in the council, debates turned into fear. Do we retaliate? Asked the Drex. With what? Asked the Zelari leader. The Krell sent a fleet and it vanished. The Talari Queen stood again. I suggest we speak to them. You want peace? Threx shouted. After what they did. They gave a warning, Erwin said. They showed they have control. But they didn't destroy your worlds. They didn't invade. They will, Threx snapped. Just wait. The room split. Half called for war, half begged for peace, and all feared the next Terran move. In a hidden room beneath the Talari Royal Tower, a secret message arrived. It was not broadcast. It was personal. A single Terran code. The Queen opened it. A short message appeared on the screen. We remember Talari mercy. We remember your peace. When the time comes, you will be spared. Her hands shook. Even in war, the humans remembered everything. Meanwhile, in the Anderfields, 3 more Terran ships appeared. But these weren't scouts. They were warships. Old, silent, covered in ancient armor and strange markings. They did not contact anyone, but they flew in the same direction, toward Earth. In deep space, near the Sol system, something massive moved. A planet-sized ship, covered in black plates, silent, dormant. Until now, it began to glow from within. A voice inside spoke for the first time in 3,000 years. Earth signal confirmed. Shield online. Commanders returning. Protocol Terra Nova begins. The galaxy had fired the first shot, but the humans hadn't fired back. Not yet. They didn't need to, because now the galaxy knew the truth. Terrans weren't coming for revenge. They were coming to finish what was started. Captain Erwin stood in silence, his eyes fixed on the empty screen. The message from the Terran wreck kept echoing in his head. This galaxy belongs to us, and we have returned. Across the galaxy, news of the human ships spread like fire. Leaders of every species called emergency meetings. Old war generals were pulled out of retirement. Ancient history files were opened again. Everyone asked the same question. Are the humans really back? But Erwin knew the answer. Far away on a desert moon called Telrose 9, something ancient stirred beneath the sand. Buried deep underground was an old Terran facility, forgotten, broken, covered in time. But now it came to life. The lights blinked. For the first time in 3,000 years, machines hummed. Airlocks hissed, and in the center of the dark chamber, a pod opened. Inside was a man. His body was thin but strong. His face had deep scars. His right arm was metal. His eyes cold and gray opened slowly as lights flickered above him. He did not scream, did not panic. He simply whispered status. Report. A soft voice replied from the walls. Commander Rail, cryosleep complete. You have been asleep for 2,973 years. Rail sat up. Why was I awakened? He asked. Terran signal reactivated.
Unknown.
Species entered. Ship Vault 7. Protocol Alpha 1 initiated. Rail nodded slowly. His mind worked fast. He remembered the war. He remembered Earth burning. He remembered his mission to wait, to watch, to protect what was left of humanity, and now the time had come. In the Galactic Central Station, the Peace Council gathered. Dozens of alien leaders sat in a grand hall, all speaking at once, all afraid. The humans are back. This cannot be possible. They were extinct. Lies. They faked their death. The High Chancellor of the Valari Empire slammed his staff. Silence. He shouted, "We must hear from the Zalari captain." He saw it with his own eyes. Captain Erwin stepped forward. He looked calm, but inside he was shaking. "I confirm it," Erwin said. "Humans are alive. Their technology is far beyond what we expected. They destroyed a full core warship in seconds without even moving. And I believe that was just one ship. There may be more." Gasps filled the room. The Krell leader stood up, growling. "We should strike now, before they gather." "Strength again, no?" said the soft-spoken Talari queen.
"Oh, we must talk to them first."
"War with humans destroyed half the galaxy last time. But if they remember us," said the Drex ambassador, "they may not come for peace." Erwin stepped forward once more. "There's something else," he said. "What is it?" "The humans didn't ask for anything. No demands, no threats. They only said this galaxy belongs to us." The room fell silent. Meanwhile, Commander Rail walked across the dusty floor of the ancient base. Lights turned on ahead of him, machines unlocked. Armories opened, showing weapons no one had. Seen for ages, a robot drone floated beside him. "Commander," it said, "do you wish to contact Earth?" Rail paused. "Is there anyone left on Earth?" The drone stayed quiet for a second. Unknown. Rail's face did not change. He expected that answer. "Then I must find out," he said. "Prepare my ship." In the dark hangar, an old Terran ship powered up. Its name was burned into the side. Black Star. Its engines glowed blue. Rail stepped inside. The door sealed behind him. Set course for the nearest listening post. "I want to know who woke us." At the edge of Zareth space, a small observation station picked up a signal. It was short, old-style Terran code. "Unknown human craft detected. Coming fast." The station crew, a team of 4 aliens, panicked. "What do we do? Should we call the military? Try to contact it first?" They sent a hail. The Terran ship responded in seconds. A human face appeared on screen. Rail's face. "I am Commander Rail Voss, last guardian of the Terran Defense Corps. Identify yourself." The crew stared in shock. One alien spoke carefully. We are a peaceful outpost. We did not mean to disturb you." Rail's voice was calm, but his words were sharp. "You entered a Terran graveyard. You woke things that should have slept. There is no going back now." Then he ended the call. The Terran ship didn't fire. It just passed by, fast, silent, vanishing into space. Later that day, Peace Council received a new message. It was from Rail himself. His face appeared on giant screens across 100 worlds. "I am not your enemy. Not yet. But know this. The Terran people were never destroyed. We were hidden, changed, forged in silence. The galaxy forgot who we are, but we didn't forget the war. We didn't forget what you did. This is not a warning. Is a return? We are the last children of Earth, and we are coming home." The galaxy stood still. No one spoke. No one dared. Because for the first time in 3,000 years, humanity had spoken, and they were not asking for peace. The message from Commander Rail shook the galaxy. Across hundreds of star systems, screens replayed his words again and again. "We are not your enemy. Not yet. We are the last children of Earth, and we are coming home." Old fear returned. Empires that once ruled boldly now locked their borders. Civilizations that never heard of humans began asking questions, and those who remembered began preparing for war. On a quiet farming planet called Vostra 3, something strange happened. It started with the ground shaking then. Strange lights appeared in the sky. Old satellites that hadn't worked in centuries suddenly came alive. They moved in patterns, sending out soft beeping sounds. An old man named Harel, a retired historian, recognized the code. "It's Terran," he whispered. "Ancient Earth Morse code." His hands trembled as he translated the message. "Wake up. Protocol Earthfire engaged. All units respond." "What does it mean?" asked his grandson. Harel looked at the sky, fear in his eyes. "It means they are calling back their army." On the cold mining moon of Jexiswelv, deep underground machines came online. Workers ran in panic as drills moved by themselves, revealing sealed bunkers. Inside were black crates marked with faded Earth flags. One of the miners, a Zal named Vrin, touched a control panel. It opened. Inside was a small cube. It blinked once and then spoke. "Terran beacon reconnect. Unit 045 online. Requesting command?" Within minutes, more beacons woke across the moon. And not just on Jexis-12, across the entire galaxy. Old human tech, hidden for centuries, began to reawaken. It was as if the entire Terran network had been sleeping, waiting for a voice. And now, Alit had heard one. On the Valari capital planet, the High Chancellor stood before the Council. "Terran technology is activating in every quadrant. Machines we didn't know existed. Weapons, satellites, even stations hidden in deep orbit." One of the counselors asked, "How is that possible?" "We wiped their systems during the Great War." "Wiped what you could see," the Chancellor replied. "But humans, they planned deeper." The Talari Queen leaned forward. "If their machines are waking up, what else is?" In the dark belt near the dead star Cernax 4, a ghost station powered on. Lights blinked, air systems activated. And in the center, a cryo chamber opened. Inside was a woman. Her eyes opened slowly. She sat up. A voice from the station greeted her. "Welcome back, Admiral Lena Ross. Earth Command requests status update." Lena didn't speak at first. She just stared at the stars outside the window. Then she stood up and whispered, "Time to go home." On a distant moon named Arc 19, a group of alien researchers studying ancient ruins made a terrifying discovery. The ruins were not alien. They were Terran, but much older than any known human history. 3,000 years ago, humans had built an underground city, complete with weapons, labs, and something else. A vault inside. They found a glowing sphere. When touched, it showed holograms. Scenes of war, Earth burning, human fleets vanishing into deep space. Then a final message from an unknown. "Terran Commander, we failed to hold Earth, but we will not fail forever. The stars remember us, and so will they."
Ow.
The researchers stared. At the recording, One whispered, "How many of these are out there?" No one answered, because no one knew. Meanwhile, Rail ship the Black Star entered an old Terran listening post hidden inside a dead asteroid. It was still active, Commander. The station AI greeted him. "Terran Beacon Network is now 46% online. Remaining units are responding." "Any sign of Earth Command?" Rail asked. "Negative. Earth status? Unknown. No signals in 2,971 years. Rail looked at the stars. "We'll find it." He uploaded. New commands. All Terran units wake up. Protocol Earthfire is now in full effect. Across the galaxy, human systems locked under rock, ice, oceans, and enemy planets flashed awake. Ships powered up. Drones lifted off. Old AI systems booted, and one by one began looking for each other. For home, back in the Peace Council. Panic grew. "This isn't just one man," shouted the Krell general. "It's an army waking up. We don't know how many," Erwin said. "We don't know where they all are. We definitely don't know what they want." "We know what they said," the Drex ambassador replied. "They said this galaxy belongs to them. Are we just going to wait until they take it?" "They haven't attacked," the Talari Queen said softly. "Not yet. And when they do?" Silence fell over the chamber. Everyone knew the answer. The galaxy thought humans were gone, but they had only gone quiet now. Every system felt the echoes of old Earth returning, and something bigger was coming. in the far edges of the void zone, where no ships dared go. A massive signal pulsed. It was old, stronger than any beacon, and it came from a place once marked Earth Sector, a place no one had visited in 3,000 years, a place that was forgotten, but now it was calling. Over and over, Terra is not lost. We're not finished. You're coming home. In the cold edge of the galaxy, near a place once called the Ghost Zone, strange lights appeared. Sensors picked up shadows, massive shapes drifting between stars. At first, no one understood what they were. They weren't on any known charts. No empire claimed them. No beacons warned of them. Then someone scanned deeper, and the truth was revealed. They were Terran ships. Hundreds of them, but they were not like the others. These were older, larger, and dead. Silent Captain Erwin watched from his command bridge as footage came in from Deep Space Scouts. He leaned forward, eyes wide. That can't be real. Beside him, Rena whispered, "Those ships are from the last war. Models we thought were lost." Destroyed? Erwin shook his head. They were never destroyed. They just disappeared. Back during the final years of the Terran War, a full human fleet had gone missing. 30 heavy warships, dozens of cruisers, thousands of soldiers. Some said they were lost in a failed mission. Others said they vanished on purpose now. They had returned, and they were flying toward Earth. In the Krell Dominion, alarms screamed. Satellites exploded without warning. Terran stealth drones passed silently through systems, mapping everything. One drone even landed on a Krell moon, scanned a military base, and left. Without firing, the message was clear. "We see you. We could destroy you." But not yet. On the central Terran command ship Eclipse 1, Commander Rail stood on the bridge, staring at the live map. The lost fleet icons were blinking solid, green, and online. He turned to the AI. "Status. All ships reporting. Weapons charged. Crews awakening. Orders requested." Rail was quiet for a moment. "Send them the Earth path. Tell them it's time." In the Peace Council, the mood was no longer panic. It was hopelessness. "There are too many," whispered the Valari Chancellor. "Too fast. Too organized." "They were sleeping under us for 3,000 years, Erwin said. "Watching, waiting. They knew everything. And we knew nothing. They could destroy us tomorrow," someone said. "No," said the Talari Queen. "If they wanted to destroy us, they would have done it already." "Then why are they gathering?" asked the Drex ambassador. Erwin answered, "Because they want to return to Earth, and they want everyone to see it." On old colonies across the stars, more signs of Terran return appeared. On Varn Station 9, the hidden Terran AI activated, shut down the entire station, and disappeared with 2 ships. On Talos Prime, a vault opened in the ground, revealing advanced human weapons, still clean, still ready. On Zeller Moon, old Terran codes appeared in the sky, broadcast from orbit, and on a faraway mining world, a single Terran soldier walked out of a bunker wearing old armor and speaking in dead Earth languages. He looked at the alien miners and said, "Which way is Earth?" The lost army moved as one. Every ship followed the same flight path. Every drone fed data into a larger mind. And above them all, Earth waited Earth, the silent planet. Its defenses were now confirmed, still active, still dangerous. One could enter its space. Terran satellites blocked all signals. War drones guarded the gates. Only Terran ships were allowed to pass, in a secret room of the Talari Palace. The Queen received another message. Like before, it was simple. "You were kind in war. You did not destroy. So we remember. You will be spared." She closed her eyes. It was both a gift hand, a warning. On the bridge of one of the lost fleet ships, the TDS Valor Eternal Terran, officers stood for the first time in centuries. Cryosleep had kept his body frozen, but his mind was sharp. He looked at his crew, who were slowly waking. His first words, "Did Earth fall?" The AI answered. "Status unknown. But signal confirmed. We are returning." He nodded. "And we still have a purpose." Galactic scientists tried to count how many ships were moving now. They failed, because every hour, more Terran units were waking, hidden in moons. Inside asteroid belts, buried in alien planets, the galaxy hadn't just fought. Humans 3,000 years ago, it had become their graveyard. But now, those graves were opening. Commander Rail received a secure code from deep space, an ancient one used only by Earth itself. He read the message once, then said one word. Finally, he turned to the fleet behind him. All ships, all commanders, set course for Sol. And just like that, the entire Lost Army moved. A wave of silent metal, old glory, cold fire. Heading to the one place no alien had visited in 30 centuries. Earth. Not to rebuild it, not to protect it, but to answer its call. The galaxy watched. Helpless, no ships were sent to stop them. No one dared. Because they all knew this wasn't a return. It was a reminder that the most dangerous species the galaxy had ever known had never really left. The galaxy held its breath. Every screen, every sensor, every eye was fixed on one place. Sol system, Earth system. 4. 3,000 years, no ship had entered. The space around Earth was called the Dead Zone. Anyone who went near never returned. But now, the lost Terran army was entering it. Hundreds of ships' warships, carriers, stealth drones, AI destroyers, moving like a wave of silence. No music, no lights, no messages. Only Purpose Commander Rail stood on the command. Bridge of Eclipse 1. Earth was now fully visible on the main screen. It looked blue, calm, untouched. But he knew the truth. Earth was not dead. It was waiting. His eye spoke. Terra beacon online. Defense grid is active. Surface signals detected. Energy core. Stable. Rail took a slow breath. We did it. We came home. At the edge of Sol system, several alien observation ships watched from far away. They didn't dare go closer. Inside, the Valari scout ship, Captain Izan whispered. They reached it. After all this time, Earth still lives. But what now? Asked his officer. Will they rebuild it, or will they strike the rest of us? No one had answers, only fear. Back at the Galactic Peace Council, silence ruled the room. Live feeds showed Terran ships surrounding Earth like a shield. No weapons were fired, no cities were attacked. But every alien leader could feel it in their bones. Something was coming. The Krell general stood up. This is it. Either we fight no, or we surrender forever. The Talari Queen responded, calm, but firm. We still have a choice. They have not attacked. Maybe they are waiting for our answer. Waiting for what? A voice replied from the back. It was Captain Erwin. He stepped forward. They are waiting for us to decide. We are. In orbit above Earth, the Terran ships opened communication with the planet. A single signal was received. No voice, no command. Just 2 words. Welcome back. Rail smiled slightly. Then came a new message, spread across the entire Terran fleet, awaiting final order, peace, or purge. Rail stared at that message for a long time. Behind him stood dozens of awakened Terran commanders. Men and women, from a forgotten time scarred, silent waiting. They had come not just for Earth, but for justice. Rail turned to them. He spoke clearly. We lost our world once, burned, hunted, betrayed, but we didn't die. We waited. We endured. We became the shadow in their stars. Some nodded, but now the galaxy must decide. Do they still want to be enemies? Or do they want peace? One commander growled. They started the war. Let us finish it. Another said the council. Still lives the killers of Earth were their ancestors. Their blood still rules. Rail raised his hand. We are Terrans, not just warriors, but thinkers, builders, survivors. He turned toward Earth, and today we give the galaxy one last chance, one message, one choice. And so the final Terran message was sent. Across every star system, every world, every species, the voice of Commander Rail spoke. This is not a threat. This is a mirror. You destroyed Earth. You hunted our people across the stars. You told yourselves it was justice, that we were too dangerous, too wild. But we were human. We were home. Now we have returned. And we remember everything. But we are not here to repeat the war. We offer peace. True peace. But if any empire dares to raise a weapon against us again, we will erase them. Without mercy. Without pause. The galaxy has one choice. Live beside us, or not at all. The message ended, and the galaxy froze. No ships moved. No fleets launched. No orders were given, because this was no bluff. They had seen what Terran tech could do. What their AI ships could become, what their soldiers were capable of, after 3,000 years of silence. In the Krell Dominion, the War Council shouted for revenge, but their people refused to fight. Their cities went quiet. Even their soldiers dropped their weapons. We will not fight ghosts, one Krell general said. In the Valari Empire, a public vote was held. 0.95% voted for peace. We remember what we did, the Chancellor said on live feed. And now, we accept the truth. Humanity is not a legend. They are a warning. In Talari space, the Queen sent her own message back. We choose peace, and we are sorry. To everyone's surprise, the humans replied. A short message, simple then. We will remember you with kindness. One by one, the galaxies answered. Some with peace, some with silence, none with war, and so the lost Terran army stopped. They did not fire, they did not conquer, they simply watched and slowly, quietly. Earth opened its arms, not to destroy, but to build again. Years passed, Earth rebuilt, Terran colonies returned to light. Old cities were restored, children were born under a blue sky once again. But the stars remembered. The message was never forgotten. Do not test humanity, because when humans disappear, they come back stronger.